everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm Addie, and today we are finally watching A Few Good Men. I feel like it's finally time to watch this movie. I don't actually know the storyline or what to expect with this one. I do know that I'm getting into a courtroom drama. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And I know that we have Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, but other than that, I don't know the storyline. I don't know what kind of story this follows. So I'm definitely interested to finally get into this movie. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe and to check out my Patreon if you want to vote on what I watch next. And let's finally watch A Few Good Men. Is he just asleep? Please tell me he's just asleep. Okay. Oh, I thought we were walking in on someone already dead, but this is happening. Okay, this feels too cheerful after what just happened. Did they kill the guy or was it hazing? I don't know. Tom Cruise. Yep, Jack Nicholson. I still will always think of The Shining when I think of Jack Nicholson. Still scarred, just a little bit. Here we go. Oh, didn't know Kevin Bacon was in this.
No, I'd like to request that it be I who am assigned. That's good. That's confidence inspiring.
Okay, we're in Washington, D.C.
Joe, come on in.
Thank you, sir.
Would you like to sit down?
I'm fine, sir.
Have a seat.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's in order, I guess.
Santiago died at the base hospital approximately an hour later.
Oh, he did die.
And Santiago was known to be a screw-up. I was thinking it sounded an awful lot like a code red.
Code red?
Sir, I'd like to have them moved up to Washington and assigned counsel. And I'd like to suggest that I be the one who that...
You got it.
Be
You got it.
me who is assigned to represent them.
Yeah. Good job. You did it.
Commander, I'd like you to leave the room so we can talk about you behind your back.
Oh, okay.
Certainly, sir.
Well, you are being honest.
Commander, we're going to have the defendants moved up here in the morning. I'll have division assign them counsel.
Not me.
Yeah, they're not going to go with you.
Sir, I think there might be more involved than that.
Don't worry about it. Your division will assign the right man for the job.
All right, let's go. Let's get to.
Ooh. Is he the right man for the job?
Moving up in the world, requested by division.
Oh.
A Marine corporal named Dawson illegally fires a round from his weapon over the fence line and into Cuban territory.
Ooh.
Dawson and another member of his squad go into Santiago's room, tie him up, stuff a rag down his throat.
Jeez.
An hour later, Santiago's dead.
Jeez.
It says the rag was treated with some kind of toxin.
You poisoned
Oh.
the rag?
Not according to them. On Wednesday at 0600, you'll catch a transport down to Cuba for the day to find out what you can. Meantime, go and see
Okay.
Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway.
But he's meeting with Joe, and Joe wanted to be on the case herself. Wonder if there will be a little tension between them.
Daniel Caffey, I was told to meet with
You?
Lieutenant Commander Galloway.
That?
Got a briefing?
I'll call you back.
Can't you see she's a busy woman?
You're the attorney division assigned?
Yeah.
I'm lead counsel to Sam Weinberg.
I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
How long have you been in the Navy?
Going on 9 months now.
And how long have you been out of law school?
About 9
A
months.
little over a year.
Okay. I mean, not very long.
When I petitioned division to have counsel assigned, I was hoping I would be taken seriously.
No offense taken, in case you were wondering.
He successfully plea bargained 44 cases in 9 months.
One more, I get a set of steak knives.
Oh, exciting.
One of the people you'll be seeing down there is the barracks CEO, Colonel Nathan Jessup. I assume you've heard of him.
Who hasn't?
He's expected to be appointed Director of Operations at National Security Council.
Okay, so now you've heard of him.
He wanted to be transferred off the base. No one was listening. Finally, he wrote to the Naval Investigative Service, where he offered information about Corporal Dawson's fence line shooting in exchange for a transfer. This letter makes it look like your client had a motive to kill Santiago.
And Santiago is... who?
Oh, gosh.
The victim.
The victim. Yeah. The first name you should know.
I'll get them to drop the conspiracy and conduct unbecoming. 12 years.
You haven't talked to a witness or looked at a piece of paper. You're gonna have to go deeper than that.
Yeah.
Read the letters. I'll expect a report when you return from Cuba.
Ooh.
Sure.
I like her.
I'm writing to inform you of my problems with my unit here in Cuba. I've fallen out on runs before for several reasons, such as feeling dizzy or nauseated. I just need to be transferred out of RSC. In exchange for my transfer off the base, I'm willing to provide you with information about
illegal fence line shooting.
Hmm.
Who the is PFC William T. Santiago?
Ooh, that's a great first line.
I think Santiago should be transferred off the base immediately.
I'm sure that's the thing to do.
But he's not gonna.
Wait, I've got a better idea.
What is your better idea?
Let's transfer the whole squad off the base. Let's transfer the whole Windward Division off the base.
Okay, obviously we're not gonna do that.
Santiago stays where he is. We're gonna train the lad.
But we know what happens next.
Santiago doesn't make 4646 on his next proficiency and conduct report. And I'm going to blame you. Then I'm going to kill you.
Ugh.
I think that's a mistake, Colonel.
Okay, but he's right to disagree with you.
Don't ever question my orders in front of another officer.
Okay, I feel like he was right to question you, though. Right?
I don't think you're fit to handle the defense.
Ooh.
You don't even know me. Ordinarily, it takes someone hours to discover I'm not fit to handle a defense.
No, we could pretty much tell immediately.
Oh, come on. That was damn funny.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I allowed Dawson and Downey to spend any more time in prison because their attorney had predetermined the path of least resistance.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
I'm sexually aroused.
That was a strong, arousing monologue, apparently.
I was assigned by division, remember? Somebody over there thinks I'm a pretty good lawyer, so I think I can handle things myself.
You know what a code red is?
Oh. Oh.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to call me sir. Is this your signature?
Sir, yes, sir.
He said sir twice.
What's code red?
Sir, code red is a disciplinary engagement. Sir, a Marine falls out of line. It's up to the men in his unit to get him back on track.
What's basic code red?
Sir, a Marine refuses to bathe on a regular basis. The men in his squad would give him a GI shower.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Scrub brushes, Brillo pads, steel wool.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Was the attack on Santiago code red?
Yes, sir.
The rag you stuffed in Santiago's mouth, was there poison on it?
No, sir. We were just gonna shave his head, sir. We pulled the tape off and there was blood all down his face, sir.
Oh.
Did you assault Santiago with the intent of killing him?
No, sir.
What was your intent?
To train him, sir. To respect the code. Unit, corps, God, country.
I feel like this isn't a very effective way to keep people in line.
Harold, I think there's a concept you better start warming up to.
Sir?
Don't call him
I'm
sir.
the only friend you've got.
Ooh. I want to believe that they didn't poison him, like, intentionally. Like, maybe someone else was behind it. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to watch it unfold. I do like how Kathy, though,
Dan
isn't...
Smiling
Jack
Jack Ross. Welcome to the big time.
I'll continue this thought later.
They plead guilty. We drop the conspiracy and the conduct unbecoming. 20 years, they're home and half at it.
They called the ambulance, Jack.
Look, I don't care if they called the Avon lady. They killed the
You're
Marine.
touching all of those donuts. Stop.
Chief of Internal Medicine at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Hospital says he's sure.
After you touched all of them, you just threw it away.
We off the record.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you the 12 years. Oh, I think you should know. The platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan Kendrick, held a meeting with the men, told them not to touch Santiago. We have a deal?
I'll talk to you when I get back.
Oh. I do like how he doesn't know a lot of the terms and everything, so he's asking questions, and it's also, they're explaining to the audience, too, because I didn't know what half of these terms meant.
Jack Ross came to see me today. He offered me the 12 years. It took about 45 seconds. I barely put up a fight. You don't believe their story, do you?
But is it because they're all trying to hide something? They're just going to give you what you want so that you don't bring up other things? I mean, you did say that he didn't even put up a fight.
Ross said the strangest thing to me. He said the platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan Kendrick, had a meeting with the men and specifically told them not to touch Santiago. I never mentioned Kendrick. I don't even know who he is.
Ooh, so why would he bring that up?
Nah, what the hell?
No, keep going with that.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Keep going. No, there's something there. There's something there. Yeah, you didn't even bring him up. But he was making a big deal of, he talked to the men, told them not to touch Santiago.
I understand you had a meeting with your men that afternoon.
Yes, I did. I told the men that we had an informer among us, and Private Santiago was not to be harmed in any way.
At some point, are we going to catch them in a lie? That's a lot of blood.
Lieutenant Kendrick, may I call you John?
No, you may not.
Oh, okay.
Do you think Santiago was murdered?
Private Santiago is dead, but he is dead because he had no code. He is dead because he had no honor, and God was watching.
How do you feel about that theory?
Sounds good. Let's move on.
Huh.
If you feel there are any details that I'm missing, you should feel free to speak up.
I imagine he's not going to say anything.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. He's going to share no details. Not a single one.
We agreed that for his own safety, Santiago should be transferred off the base.
Santiago was set to be transferred.
On the first available flight to the States.
That is not what you said.
5 hours too late, as it turned out.
That's not what happened. And you know that that's not what happened, sir.
I was just wondering if you've ever heard the term Code Red.
Oh, I'm sure he's very familiar with it. Yeah.
We received a cautionary memo warning that the practice of enlisted men disciplining their own wasn't to be condoned by officers. My point is that I think Code Reds still go on down here.
Mm-hmm.
Do Code Reds still happen on this base, Colonel?
Joe, the Colonel doesn't need to answer that.
Yeah, he really does.
Let her do her thing.
There is nothing on this earth sexier than a woman that you have to salute in the morning. If you haven't gotten a blowjob from a superior officer, well, you're just letting the best in life pass you by.
Okay, shut up.
Off the record, I tell you it is an invaluable part of close infantry training. I run my unit how I run my unit. Don't think for 1 second that you can come down here, flash a badge, and make me nervous.
I don't like you. Nope. Mm-mm. And so basically he's saying, yeah, Code Reds absolutely still happen.
Santiago's transfer. You guys have paperwork on that kind of thing. I just need it for the file.
Ooh. So I guess you're going to forge that real fast?
You have to ask me nicely. What I do want is for you to stand there in that white uniform. Extend me some fucking courtesy.
If it's not too much trouble, I'd like a copy of the transfer order.
No problem.
Okay, so I guess that was nice enough for you. Yeah, nope, not a fan of you. He's great at playing terrifying roles. Yeah, you know that wasn't the conversation you had.
Colonel Markinson's gone UA. Unauthorized absence.
When?
This afternoon, sometime after we left.
I'll try to find him in the morning.
I've already tried. I'm Loudon Downey's attorney. Aunt Ginny. I suggested that she might feel more comfortable if I were directly involved with the case.
Oh, look at you. Oh, come on.
I think Kendrick ordered the Code Red, and so do you.
Let's go.
All right, I guess we are working tonight.
Kendrick ordered the Code Red.
Sir? Yes, sir.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
You mind telling me why the hell you never mentioned this before?
You didn't ask us, sir.
They're only going to answer direct questions.
Lieutenant Kendrick says that he gave strict instructions that nothing was to happen to Santiago.
Man, that's correct. Lieutenant Kendrick came to our room, man. Lieutenant Kendrick ordered us to give Santiago a Code Red.
How long have you known about the order?
I didn't. Kendrick specifically told those men not to touch Santiago.
That's right.
I mean, that is true, but...
Division will give me a lot of room on this one to spare Jessup and the Corps any embarrassment.
How much room?
I'll knock it all down to involuntary manslaughter, 2 years or home in 6 months.
No deal, we're going to court.
You'll lose. And Danny knows it.
Ah, so he knows that they will win. Like, there's no way for Tom Cruise's character. What was his name? There's no way for them to win. Ah.
The government's offering involuntary manslaughter 2 years. Be home in 6 months.
I'm afraid we can't do that, sir. We did our job, and if that has consequences, then I'll accept them. We have a code, sir.
Well, zippity-doo-dah.
After 6 months, we'll be dishonorably discharged, right, sir?
Yeah.
Probably. Well, what do we do then, sir?
Where do you go from there?
You don't like me very much, do you? Forget it.
No.
Do you think we were right?
Doesn't matter. Do you think we were right?
I think you'd lose.
You're such a coward. I can't believe they let you wear a uniform.
Oh.
What happened to saluting an officer when he leaves the room?
Oh. I mean, what they did wasn't right, obviously, but they have been taught that about this code, and like that's the code is what they follow, and so they're going to listen to their superior and do whatever they say because that's the code.
I want you to let them be judged. I want you to stand up and make an argument.
An argument that didn't work for the Nazis at Nuremberg.
Oh, do you really think that's the same as 2 teenage Marines executing a routine order they never believed would result in harm?
Don't look now, Danny, but you're making an argument.
Ooh. Ooh!
You know they have a case, and you know how to win. If you walk away from this now, you've sealed their fate.
And what I'm hearing is that she believes in you too.
Don't tell me what I know and don't know. I know the law.
You know nothing about the law. You're nothing. Live with that.
Ooh. Ooh. I mean, maybe this will motivate him to stay on the case, though. Is he going to show? And here he is. She's a little surprised.
The accused are charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and conduct unbecoming a United States Marine.
Does defense wish to enter a plea?
They're not guilty.
She was surprised.
We'll adjourn until 1000, 3 weeks from today.
All right. We're doing it.
Why does a lieutenant junior grade with 9 months experience and a track record for plea bargaining get assigned a murder case? Would it be so that it never sees the inside of a courtroom?
Yep.
We'll work out of my apartment every night, 7 o'clock.
Oh, we're all on the same page now. This is exciting.
The only thing I have to eat is Yoo-hoo and Cocoa Puffs, so if you want anything else, bring it with you.
This is exciting. I'm excited to see this unfold.
So this is what a courtroom looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason they didn't want her on the case. They wanted someone who would just get a plea bargain and move on. They didn't want anyone to investigate what actually happened.
I've got medical reports and Chinese food. I say we eat first.
My kind of girl.
Don't wear that perfume in court. Wrecks my concentration.
Really?
I was talking to Sam.
Damien.
I know what you're gonna say. You know, we've had our differences. I said some things I didn't mean. You said some things you didn't mean.
I think she meant everything.
But we don't have to make a whole big deal out of it.
I was just gonna tell you to wear matching socks tomorrow.
Oh. Okay, we'll do.
We're ready.
We're gonna get creamed.
No, don't say that. I mean, it might be true, but don't say that. Don't put that out into the universe.
You are gonna save our son, aren't you?
I'll do my best.
Yeah, we're gonna do everything we can, but no
I'd like to
pressure.
meet Jenny Miller, Loudon's aunt.
Your Aunt Jenny?
Uh-huh.
I was expecting someone older.
So was I.
Okay, moving on.
Now, Lieutenant Caffey is going to try and pull off a little magic act here. All the magic in the world will not have been able to divert your attention from the fact that Willie Santiago is dead and Dawson and Downey killed him. These are the facts of the case, and they are undisputed.
But you know that they're covering this up.
When Dawson and Downey went into Santiago's room that night, it wasn't because of vengeance or hatred. And it wasn't because they were looking for kicks on a Friday night. It's because it was what they were ordered to do. Harold Dawson and Loudon Downey are sitting before you today because they did their job.
Government calls Mr. R.C. McGuire.
Who is that?
Mr. McGuire, did your office receive a letter from a PFC William Santiago?
We did.
What did that letter say?
That a member of Private Santiago's unit had illegally fired his weapon over the fence line. The shift reported only one sentry returned his weapon to the switch with a round of ammunition missing. Lance Corporal Harold Dawson.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good for you.
So why wasn't he charged with firing at the enemy without cause?
There wasn't enough evidence to support such a charge.
Okay. That's helpful. That's helpful for us.
Santiago was the only eyewitness. I never had the chance to interview him, so I don't know what he saw.
Yes,
And now we'll never know.
No.
Well, that doesn't look great for us. I wonder if there's going to be some huge reveal in this. I mean, I think this is just all going to be exciting to see unfold.
Lieutenant Kendrick told us we had an informer in our group. Private Santiago had gone outside the chain of command and reported to the NIS on a member of our platoon.
Why was it necessary for him to even say Santiago's name?
Well, it was clear that he didn't want us taking matters into our own hands, sir. Sir, he said Santiago wasn't to be touched.
But my thing is, why would you give that order, but also mention Santiago's name? You are going to make all of them feel a certain type of way against Santiago.
3 o'clock, Stone says he doesn't know what killed Santiago. Then he meets with Jessup, and at 5 o'clock he says it was poison. The doctor's not telling the truth.
I was afraid I wouldn't be able to use a liar, pants on fire defense.
That lactic acid is what caused Santiago's lungs to bleed.
And what caused this process to be sped up in Santiago's muscles?
An ingested poison of some kind.
Now, you're aware that the lab report and the coroner's report show no traces of poison.
Yes, I am. There are literally dozens of toxins which are virtually undetectable.
But there's no evidence of poison anywhere?
Commander, is it possible for a person to have an affliction, some sort of condition, which might also speed up the process of acidosis?
It's possible.
Yeah, I imagine the answer is yes.
Commander, if I had a coronary condition, is it possible that my cells would continue burning sugar after the rag was taken out?
It would have to be a very serious condition. There would still be symptoms, though. There are hundreds of...
Chest pains? Shortness of breath?
Yes.
Oh.
Fatigue?
He was experiencing that, right?
Doctor, is this your signature?
Yes, it is. Patient complains of chest pains, shortness of breath, and fatigue.
Commander, isn't it possible that Santiago had a serious coronary condition that caused the accelerated chemical reaction?
No.
Oh, it's not possible?
If you put a man with a serious coronary condition on duty with a clean bill of health and that man died from a heart-related incident, you'd have a lot to answer for.
Yeah, that wouldn't look good on you. And he was having those symptoms.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Oh!
Your Honor, the defense strenuously objects.
The witness is an expert and the court will hear his opinion.
Was Willie Santiago poisoned?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, sir.
So after everything that Tom Cruise said, you're not like thinking, oh, maybe there's something up with this guy.
Strenuously object? No, I strenuously object. Oh, wow. Strenuously object, then I should take some time to reconsider.
In that case.
You even had the judge saying Stone was an expert.
Sam, she made a mistake. It's not living.
Dang.
Why do you hate them so much?
They tortured and tormented a weaker kid. They didn't like him, so they killed him.
Everybody, take the night off. Go do
Whatever you do.
whatever it is you do.
Just something. Just have a good night.
I'm sorry to bother you. I should have called first.
You just opened the door without knowing who was there? I could never.
I was wondering how you'd feel about my taking you to dinner tonight.
Oh.
Are you asking me out on a date?
No. I wasn't.
I've been asked out on dates before, and that's what it sounded
That's kind of what it sounded like.
Do you like seafood? I know a good seafood place.
Okay.
Okay, let's get some seafood. Oh my gosh.
Why are you always giving me your resume?
Because I want you to think I'm a good lawyer.
Aw.
I do.
Okay, we're being honest with each other. Good.
I think you're an exceptional lawyer. I watch the court members. They respond to you. I see you convincing them, and I think Dawson and Downey are going to end up owing their lives to you.
I hope that's the case. I mean, I hope he wins.
I think you should prepare yourself for the fact that we're going to lose. Ross's opening statement, it was all true. At the end of the day, all we have is a testimony of two people accused of murder.
Yeah.
Have you ever received a code red?
Yes, sir. We were doing 7-man assault drills, and my weapon slipped. That night, the guys in my squad threw a blanket over me. Took turns punching me in the arm for 5 minutes. And then they poured glue on my hands.
You got a code red because your palms were sweaty. Why didn't Santiago, this burden to his unit, ever get one?
True. Good question. Good question.
Did you ever want to give Santiago a code red?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you?
Because Dawson would kick my butt, sir.
Because of Dawson. Good to know. Good to know.
Just flip to the page in the book that discusses code reds.
Well, you see, sir, code red is a term that we use.
Is there no book, no manual that lets me know that as a Marine, one of my duties is to perform code reds?
No, sir.
Okay, that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, though. Oh.
Would you turn to the page in this book that says where the mess hall is, please?
Well, Lieutenant Caffey, that's not in the book, sir.
I see where you're going with this.
You've never had a meal?
They don't feed you?
3 squares a day.
How did you know where the mess hall was if it's not in this book?
Good point.
Well, I guess I just followed the crowd at chow time, sir.
Mm-hmm. No further questions. There's someone in your freaking car. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Are you aware you're under subpoena?
Yes. I'm also aware that the lives of 2 Marines are in your hands. All I can do is help you, Lieutenant.
Ooh.
Did Kendrick give the order?
Yes.
Did you witness it?
I didn't need
Did you witness it?
No. He was never going to be transferred off that base.
He does know that.
Jessup was going to keep him on the base. He said he wanted him trained.
You got the transfer order. It's got your signature.
I signed him the morning you arrived in Cuba, 5 days after Santiago died.
Ooh.
Transfer order marks and signed. It's phony. Jessup's statement at the 6 a.m. flight was the first available as a lie. We're checking the tower chief's log.
Now, I want you to acknowledge that the judge advocate has made you aware of the possible consequences involved in accusing a Marine officer of a felony.
I've been so advised.
Ooh. He looks kind of excited about that.
You got bullied into that courtroom by the memory of a dead lawyer.
Oh. Okay, don't bring that up. Oh, no. Don't fight him.
You're a lousy softball player, JAKH!
Okay, that's fair. Just don't fight.
The boys are going down, Danny. I can't stop it anymore.
I really want Tom Cruise to win this case.
You recall an incident involving a PFC Curtis Bell who'd been found stealing liquor from the officers' club? Did you report Private Bell to the proper authorities?
I remember thinking very highly of Private Bell, not wanting to see his record tarnished by a formal charge.
You prefer to be handled within the unit.
Yes, I most certainly did.
Lieutenant, did you order Dawson and 2 other men to make sure that Private Bell received no food for a period of 7 days?
Oh.
He was given water and vitamin supplements, and I can assure you, at no time was his health in danger.
Still.
You did order the denial of food.
Yes, I did.
Wouldn't this form of discipline be considered a code red?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Was Dawson given a rating of below average on this last report because you learned he'd been sneaking food to Private Bell?
Lance Corporal Dawson was given a below-average rating because he had committed a crime.
What crime was
What
that?
crime did he commit?
Yeah, tell us more.
Dawson brought a hungry guy some food.
It doesn't seem like a crime to me.
He disobeyed an order.
Wasn't a real order, was it? After all, it's peacetime. Can Dawson determine on his own which orders he's going to follow?
No, he cannot.
A lesson he
can't.
learned after the Curtis Bell incident, am I right?
Yeah,
I
and
would think so.
Oh. And so, of course, Dawson is going to follow the next Code Red order that he's given.
I specifically ordered those men.
Is it reasonable to think he would have disobeyed you again?
Lieutenant, don't answer that.
You don't have to, I'm through.
Ooh. Yeah, he's through.
There was no flight at 11 o'clock. What the f are you trying to pull?
First flight stateside left Guantanamo Bay at 2300.
Then why isn't it listed in the Tower Chief's log?
Jessup, you don't still intend to put me on the stand?
Thursday morning, 10 o'clock.
Oh, he does still intend to put you on the stand.
It's gonna be fine.
Dear Mr. and Mrs.
Now I'm
Santiago,
afraid that it's not going to be fine today.
I've done as much as I can to bring the truth to light. Your son is dead for only one reason. I wasn't strong enough to stop it. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Andrew Markinson.
No. No. No, 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 no! Ah, dang!
A Code Red was ordered by my platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick.
Well, if you didn't make it back to the barracks until 1645, how could you be in your room at 1620? Did you ever actually hear Lieutenant Kendrick order a Code Red?
Well...
Oh no, he's going to get flustered.
No, sir.
The question will be repeated.
guy.
Your Honor! Santiago's room?
This is so stressful.
Private, answer the captain's question.
I was given an order by my squad leader, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson, United States Marine Corps, and I followed it.
So he said he was given the order by Dawson?
Downey wasn't in his room. Wasn't even there. That was an important piece of information, don't you think?
Yeah.
But we fix it and move on to Markinson.
Markinson's dead.
Yeah. That was a big piece of the puzzle.
You're gonna use what happened today as an excuse to give up.
It's over.
You had an instinct, and it was confirmed by Markinson. Now, damn it, let's put Jessup on the stand and end this thing.
Colonel Jessup, isn't it true that you ordered the Code Red on Santiago?
Listen, we're all a little...
Oh. Yeah, we're all a little worked up.
I'm sorry I lost your set of steak knives.
It's also so sad that, what's his name, Markinson, that he would rather kill himself than get on the stand. Just because of, like, the culture and the code and everything that he's been taught to believe. I mean, I guess he feels guilty, too, for Santiago's death.
Joanne! Go, get in the car.
Get in the car, Joanne!
I'm gonna put Jessup on the stand!
Yeah, let's start talking. Here we go. It's getting juicy!
I'm getting my second wing. Sit down, both of you.
I mean, they... they are seated.
And now you think you can get him to just say it?
I think he wants to say it. I think he wants to say that he made a command decision and that's the end of it.
Is that going to happen? I mean, I hope that's what happens.
I have no idea.
Oh, we don't know yet. Okay. Okay. I mean, I believe in you.
Where's Sam?
He's on his way.
Did he get the guys?
Yeah. Can I talk to you for a second?
Is it bad news? Is it bad? Don't give us bad news. No.
How you feeling?
This is what you wanted to talk about?
You feel like he's not gonna say it. Don't go for it. You could get in trouble.
You're not suggesting that I back off a material witness.
If you think you can't get him, yeah.
Why the change of heart? Is it just to protect him?
Defense calls Colonel Nathan Jessup.
Here we go.
You had a meeting with your two senior officers. Is that right?
Yes.
At present, Colonel Markinson is dead. Is that right?
Objection.
I'm implying simply that at present, Colonel Markinson is not alive.
Just clarifying.
I just wasn't sure if the witness is aware that 2 days ago the colonel took his own life.
The witness is aware. The court is aware.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Okay. Woo!
I ordered Markinson to have Santiago transferred off the base immediately.
Colonel, you flew up to Washington early this morning. Is that right?
Yes.
You brought your dress uniform with you.
Yes.
Toothbrush, shaving kit.
I don't know where he's going with it, but I'm sure it applies somewhere.
I'm wondering why Santiago wasn't packed. And these are 14 letters that Santiago wrote requesting, in fact, begging for a transfer.
14 letters?
Upon hearing the news that he was finally getting his transfer, do you know how many people he called? 0.
Because he didn't get the transfer.
Santiago was leaving for the rest of his life. and he hadn't called a soul, and he hadn't packed a thing.
I hope maybe this argument is working.
The fact is, there was no transfer order. Santiago wasn't going anywhere.
It's my recommendation, sir, that Lieutenant Caffey be reprimanded for his conduct.
Overruled.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer? Please tell me that you have something more, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Caffey.
Is he going to keep pushing, or is he going to drop it?
Thanks, Danny. I love Washington.
I didn't dismiss you. I'm not through with my examination.
Oh.
Sit down.
Oh, maybe he knew what he was doing. Maybe this is the way to get him riled up.
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel
Oh, he's
or
shaking,
Sir.
buddy.
And the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor. I'm
Ooh.
quite certain I've earned it.
Oh, this is juicy. I have a hair just flew by. Hello.
Guantanamo logless no flight that left at 11 p.m. and the Andrews logless no flight that landed at 2 a.m.
You're admitting evidence of a flight that never existed.
Defense will be calling Airman Cecil O'Malley and Airman Anthony Rodriguez.
Okay.
I'll allow the witnesses.
This is ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
Any chance Lieutenant Kendrick ignored the order?
Ignored the order? We follow orders, son. We follow orders or people die. It's that simple.
Colonel, I have just one more question before I call Airman O'Malley and Airman Rodriguez.
Oh, what question is
If
this?
you gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, why would it be necessary to transfer him off the base?
That's juicy.
You said he was being transferred because he was in grave danger.
I know what I said. I don't have to have
We're
it
working
read
him
back
up.
to me.
We're working him up.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
No, sir. You made it clear just a moment ago that your men never take matters in
Yeah,
their
you
own
made it
hands.
very clear.
Did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer.
No, please answer the question.
You want answers.
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
I didn't know that line came from this movie.
You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did.
There it is. Okay. Oh, there we go. You did it. What do you have to say about that? That was so satisfying.
The members of the court will retire to an anteroom until further instructed.
Wow, that was so intense and so
Colonel,
satisfying.
what's going on? I did my job. I do it again. I'm gonna get on a plane and go on back to my base.
I don't think you're going back to the base.
What the hell is this?
I mean, honestly, he doesn't think he did anything wrong. That's wild.
I'm being charged with a crime?
He doesn't think he did anything wrong.
I'm gonna rip the eyes out of your head and piss at your dead skull. You with the wrong Marine. Sweet dreams, son.
Don't call me son. I'm a lawyer and an officer in the United States Navy. And you're under arrest, you son of a...
Yeah, you are. Oh, this is so satisfying.
The witness is excused.
Wow. You actually won. I mean, I guess you haven't officially won, but I mean, that's a big moment for you.
Have the members reached a verdict?
We have, sir.
On the charge of murder, the members find the accused not guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to commit murder, the members find the accused not guilty.
Oh my gosh.
On the charge of conduct unbecoming a United States Marine, guilty as charged.
That's fair.
You are ordered to be dishonorably discharged
that
from the
does
Marine
suck.
Corps.
All rise.
And they were following an order because that's what you've been taught to do no matter what.
What does that mean?
Oh, buddy.
What did that mean? Colonel Jessup said he ordered the code red. What did we do wrong? We did nothing wrong!
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to fight for people who couldn't fight for themselves.
Harold, you don't need to wear a patch in your arm to have honor.
10 hut! And he's finally going to salute
There's
you.
an officer on deck.
Dang, I didn't expect to get emotional red at the end here. Yeah, that's a big moment between us.
So what exactly were these guys going to testify to? They're both going to testify under oath that they had absolutely no recollection of anything.
Ah! You just needed them to put some pressure on. You did it. Oh, this movie was good. This movie was good. I mean, I know that this is like an iconic movie. I know that it was well received and I know that people love this movie, but now I see why it's so good. And I kind of expected for parts of the movie to feel slow. I mean, it's a courtroom drama, so I imagine that some of the courtroom scenes might feel slow or hard to follow. But I feel like they did such an amazing job, and especially like once we got into the courtroom, like I guess an hour into the movie, it was so thrilling and it was so exciting to see it all unfold and to see what happens next. And it wasn't all every day wasn't a win for them. I mean, they had some setbacks and it was so frustrating, but to see it all come together there at the end and to finally see Jessup confess to it, oh my gosh, it was so satisfying. I didn't expect for this movie, I mean, it's a drama, but I didn't expect for it to feel so thrilling throughout. I mean, all of their performances are phenomenal. Tom Cruise, I mean, I called him Tom Cruise multiple times, but like you just forget that it's Tom Cruise. I mean, you're just so sucked in to the story and the character. I mean, Jack Nicholson is so good. Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. Everyone was phenomenal in this movie. And I also feel like, I mean, I'm not someone who knows a lot of legal jargon, anything with the military. I don't know any of those terms really, but they did such a good job making it understandable to the audience too. I mean, at the beginning, they were explaining so many things to Tom Cruise's character. And then even there were a few moments where they explained something to his character and he was like, I know what that meant. But that was so smart to tell the audience what it meant and to give a reminder of what that was. It was so easy to understand. It was so easy to follow, but was also just so thrilling at the same time. I'm just blown away. I was afraid that maybe some of this movie would feel slow, but it didn't. I feel like the movie went by so fast and I was just so invested in this. This is a good movie. This one was so good and so thrilling. And I loved this. This was a good one. Well, this was A Few Good Men. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.